Yay, there it is. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
So, how is everybody? And go ahead and tell us in the comments like what you're going to be reading, and all my fellow co-hosts can tell me what they're going to be reading.
I'm going to read, I'll be reading tonight, Miss Zukus and the Library Murders by Joe Dureski. Is anyone else familiar with this series? This is a new one to me. I'm reading it on a recommendation from a subscriber. So it's a cozy set in Washington State, and it was published in 1994. So that's what I'll be reading tonight.
Cool. What about you, Tiffany?
I am going to be reading on ebook Spellbooked by Jason Jim Levine. It's actually my school pick. I'm at 92%, so I'll also be listening to Put Out to Pasture by Amanda Flower.
Cool. I don't know if you can see it, but it's Bear Witness by Larko Jensen. It's an Alaskan cozy mystery. So.
Nice. So hi guys, my name is Mr. Fancy from Mr. Fancy Reads. I am not reading a mystery today, but I'm reading Eclipse by Stephanie Meyer.
Pretty sure that's allowed.
Yep. We'll let it slide.
Well, that's a good thing if it is. I was wondering, like, oh no, it's March Mystery Madness.
Strike one.
Exactly, Tiffany, exactly. Strike one already.
I see in the comments that Sophia is reading Murder Most Festive. I read that last Christmas, Miss Sophia. It was not, I called you Miss Sophia. That's because my book is Miss Zukus. Anyways, doesn't matter. I read it last Christmas, and it was really fun. It gets a country house mystery set in the 30s. I really enjoyed it.
Cool. Hi everybody. And so Anita said that she is reading Death of a Nitwit by that title kind of cracks me up, by Peg Earhart.
That's the sequel to the one that we read, isn't it?
I think so. I think it's not like maybe the sequel, but maybe farther on in the series. And Cajun is reading Pint of No Return by Sloane Krause, number 2.
Nice.
And Susan, she's got Premeditated Peppermint by Amanda Flower. Yay, everybody's
favorite. Amish Candy Shop. Love it.
There you go. Somebody knows Miss Zukus. So.
Ooh, that's great.
I've never heard of it, but I'm kind of curious to see what you're going to think of it. Bev said, just got my chemistry homework done. All right.
Well done, Bev.
Hello, Snazzy. And says, oh, Tiffany, I hope your voice gets better. Yes.
It's more the cough than anything, but thank you. I appreciate it.
And Jane is continuing The Last Time I Lied. She's on chapter 33. All right. And then you said she was reading Murder Most Festive, which sounds fun. And then Susan said, I read those Miss Zuka books back when they originally came out. Oh.
I haven't looked too closely at it. I don't know if it's a long-running series or not. I'm only like about 40 pages in, but I'm really liking it so far. Like I like the writing style. It's kind of really easy to get into, good characters. And I love how, so that a body, when they get into work in the morning, the librarians discover a body in the stacks, right? And there's like this like bit of an offense among the staff, like how dare someone die in the library? It was kind of funny.
So wrong.
So Hannah said she got one of the Retired Witch series, Tiffany, when she got in her haul that she had just too long ago.
I saw that on your haul. Yeah, so I'm reading, I don't know if they all have skulls, but Spellbooked has a skull, so that is my pick for this Saturday scavenger hunt. Cool. Thank you, Jane. Yeah. I hope so too. Like I said, it's more the cough. I appreciate it.
Hi, Mazda.
Mazda goes vroom vroom. I'll say it for you, Tiffany. It's all good.
When you weren't here, Tiffany, when you were on vacation, we did one broom just for you. But then after that, she was just Mazda. It was just Mazda. We didn't. There's another. Hope you get feeling better. And Leanna's reading Rocky Road to Ruin by Mary Allen.
Sounds yummy.
Yeah.
It's a really cute cover on that one.
Jessie E's reading Crime and Poetry by Amanda Flower. That's the first in the Magical Bookshop series.
Nice.
We all read that together. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And Bev says, I will be reading Electric Idol tonight for my upcoming reading vlog. Oh.
Ooh, I like the title.
And then all of a sudden it zoomed and I lost my spot. There. I am reading Curiosity Thrills the Cat for Hannah. That is the first one in the Magic Cat series, I think, by Sophie Kelly, I think. If I'm right, it's the other. Sophie Ryan does the second chance and the other one does the other one, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And Sophia says, I saw it in your Goodreads, Janelle, and thought it looked good. I'm enjoying it.
Oh, that's the Murder Most Festive. Yeah.
Hi, Julie Ann said, hello, everyone. Just got here. Tell us what you're reading. And Mel says, hi, Storm and Tiffany, Mr. Fancy and Janelle. Everyone.
Hi, Mama.
Amber Jen said, hi, everyone.
Hi, Imogen.
And Mel says, I'm reading Plantation Shutters by Ellen Byron, which is the first in the Cajun Country one, which is one of my favorite series.
Nice.
And Snazzy says, I will either be reading Tower of Dogs or choosing a new audiobook. I got my butt kicked at work today, so an audio and Sims sounds good. There you go. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Scorpio Queen. Says, I'll be reading my first cozy mystery, Truffle Murder.
The Raspberry Truffle Murder. Does anybody know who wrote that?
The Raspberry Truffle, no.
I'm not sure.
It sounds nice.
And
I think it's Whitney Meadows.
Anita says, Mel Mac, I love that series. So cool. Oh, there you go. I do not know how to pronounce that. Godhary? We'll just call you M. I love Miss Lupa. I reread the 12-book series every year. Wow.
12 books? I think that's a good amount for a series because it's not like completely overwhelming and it's totally rereadable.
Yeah, especially because you could do one a month and you could reread it in the whole year. So that's like really
cool. It's perfect.
Nicole says, I'm reading Death and Daisies for one of the other one. The other one is Cattleman's Bride to Be. Okay. And Tina says, hello, I'm reading After We Fell by Anna Todd. Cool. And Nancy says, reading Little Bookshop of Murder tonight. Maybe. Is that what it says?
Maybe.
By Maggie Blackbird. Yeah. Sometimes those autocorrect thingies or the auto things get to you sometimes. And Susan says, there is 12 books in the series. All right. And there's a Feel Better. Another one. And Scorpio says, Windy Meadows. So, yep, you're right. And then Hannah said, Scorpio Queen, I love Windy Meadows. All right. So when do we want to start a reading sprint? Like 15 after and then do 45 minutes? Or do half hour?
Yeah, that works. Either way.
What do y'all? 45 minutes okay with you? Is that, or is it too long? Is that good? Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Gives you enough time to really get stuck into your book. Sometimes I've been on reading sprints where they'll do like 15 minutes. And I'm like, it's just kind of barely enough time to really get going, you know?
Yeah. So how many books have you finished so far yet, Janelle?
Oh, well, only one technically, but I've got 3 on the go right now. And there's a good chance I'll finish my Miss Zukus one tonight. But I'm also reading the latest Bryant and May, London Bridge is Falling Down.
Oh, cool.
And I'm over 100 pages into that. And I'm also reading Elizabeth George's newest one,
The Chunker.
Yeah. And I'm also like about 70 or 80 pages into that one. That one I kind of tabbed out to try and read it during the month take the month to read it because it's so big, but I get sucked in. So like I'm already way ahead of my own schedule because I find myself getting sucked into the story. And then I was like, nope, I got to put that down and read other things.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, sometimes that happens. Yeah, I've got several going. I've got the John Grisham's like kid lawyer.
I've never read that series.
And I've got the Lee Child one going.
And what are you thinking so far, Stormy?
What?
What are you thinking so far of the Lee Child?
It's not bad. You get kind of sucked in there right away. Like he gets thrown into trouble, like from like the very first sentence.
Okay, I haven't started that one yet, so yeah, that's good. I mean, it sounds like it's going to be a pacey one then that you can read pretty fast.
So yeah,
I'm glad because I was really surprised when I got it from the library and found it was over 500 pages. I was like, holy crap!
Yeah, I know.
I wasn't expecting that.
It didn't look like it was that much when I looked at it, so I wasn't thinking, and I didn't look. That's why I was like, I should look at page counts whenever I'm deciding things.
Yeah.
And Julianne says, I'm listening to Murder in Old Bombay by Elizabeth's read along, and Impossible Imposter by Deanna Raybourn, and reading To Say Nothing of the Dog by Connie Willis, a time travel mystery. Cool. Ooh. I love the Deanna Raybourn series. That's like one of my favorites, Veronica Speedwell. But I was a little bummed by the latest one that she's reading because it just, I don't know, the pacing was off or something. And it kind of fell off its pedestal. I always give it like 5 stars, and I only gave that one 4 stars, so it fell off its pedestal a little.
Yeah.
And JV says, hello, just join in. We'll be reading more of Within the Wicked Wall. Are you liking that one, JV? I think, is that the, I believe it's a retelling of Jane Eyre, but it's like Ethiopian or something like that, if that's the right one.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, and after I read another like retelling, I'm worried to read that one, but I do have that one because I'm like, oh, Jane Eyre is like my favorite classic, so I don't like modern takes on it.
That it is rough. Yeah, I love Jane Austen, and Pride and Prejudice isn't my favorite, but it's high up there. And I read a modern retelling, and it was just like the worst thing. And I was like, why are you wrecking this story?
Oh no.
Oh no, it wasn't Pride and Prejudice. It was well, maybe it was. But I had this discussion with Berna from Berna's Bookish Adventures because she had recently read it too. And she was like, you know what it is? You can't translate this story into the modern world. It doesn't work without changing a lot of things. And the author didn't change enough. So it just didn't translate well into the modern world. And like, people wouldn't do that anymore. Those wouldn't be the same conflicts that we would have now. Like, it just did not work.
The only one that I found kind of interesting, it was a modern take on it. It was not like really modern because it was still kind of like historical.
Okay.
But it was, is it Pride and Premeditation? They made it into a mystery.
I've heard of that one, but I haven't read it yet.
But they're lawyers instead, you know, and so it's rival law firms, and her mother wants her to marry a lawyer, not be a lawyer, and things like that.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And JP says, yes, exactly. I really like it. I'm really enjoying all the Jane Eyre references. Okay.
Nice.
Oh, there you go. Was it Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies?
No. Although I did read that one, I thought it was awesome.
Nice.
Because I loved that, like, they kept the same the text, like it's Pride and Prejudice, and then there was just like these little paragraphs thrown in here and there about fighting off zombies. I thought it was hilarious.
I've never read that one because I wasn't sure about it, but I'm gonna have to read it now just to see.
It's very funny. Yeah.
Okay, so it is 15 after, and we will read till top of the hour. And see you guys back here at the top. And happy reading, everyone.
Be reading.
Happy reading.
So what have everybody do?
Good. I got a good chunk read and learned something hilarious about the main character who's called Wilhelmina, but she goes by Helma or something like that. But she doesn't eat food that's purple.
That's interesting.
That's what I thought. So no explanation, just she doesn't eat food that's purple. That's kind of funny.
I finished Spellbooked. I'm saving my rating for the scavenger hunt, and I switched over to Put Out to Pasture, and I'm at 63%.
Are you liking that series?
Yeah, but it's definitely a different tone than the other man.
Yeah. It's a little bit different, huh? I made it to 18% on Bear Witness, so not too bad. It seemed it was a little slow at the beginning, but we're starting to pick up a little bit.
I'm going to have to jump off. It's supper time here. So it was really fun reading and chatting with all of you guys. So have fun without me.
Yeah. Thanks for hopping on with us, and
Thanks for joining us.
All right.
It was fun to have you.
bye. And so Amber said, speaking of classics, I'm thinking of
That's my favorite. One of my favorite books from
I liked Little Women. I was a big Joe fan. That was my favorite. and Bob. I really enjoy the Theodore series by John Grisham. I am liking it so far. I'm only on chapter 3, but it seems pretty entertaining so far. Oh, and Hannah said her dad loved that book, the Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, I'm guessing. And Alice had to go to bed because it was late there. So hopefully she got some good reading in bed. And Anita having some tomato soup. And I see you had some chicken and stars.
Yeah.
Hello, and just getting here, so okay. And there's Jessica. She's popping in a little late. Hi. And Karen. Boy, a lot of people showed up while I was reading. Says, I am now reading the third book in the Coffee House series, A Latte Trouble by Cool. And Anne said she is rereading Where the Red Fern Grows. Hadn't read that since I was in school as a child. Cool. And you said, what a blast from the past, Anne. I remember reading that in grade school. And Karen says, I am rereading the earlier ones. I want to catch up. Okay. And Anne is reading that for the middle grade readathon, middle grade March. Yeah, I'm not participating in like the prompts, but I'm giving a nod. So like when I'm reading like the Kid Lawyer, it's a middle grade book. So
that's perfect.
Yeah. And Anne said, had to read a book older than me and thought it was a good book to go back to want to read. Yeah.
I was in grade school. It's older than Anne.
When did When the Red Fern Grows come out?
I don't know, but I remember reading it in around maybe 3rd or 4th grade. Somewhere.
It's one of those books that I'm not sure if I ever read or not. I can't remember. And Tammy says, hi, I'm late. I'll be reading The Silver Shadow or be calling my mom to read It Takes Two to Mango.
Please let me know what you think of that.
And I like how Hannah was getting on to you, making sure that you were drinking tea instead of coffee. Yeah, Nicole says, I'm 158 of 249 pages into Cattleman's Bride to Be, so you're almost there. And Hannah said, tea is amazing for your throat. I like the throat tea that you can get. I didn't know you could get throat tea. And Cajun said 14%. Anita said, I only read a couple pages, but I'm 43% into my book. And Amber says 14 pages, had to order food. Well, that was still productive. And Jane said, finished The Last Time I Lied, 4 stars. Was going to give it 3, but the ending bumped it up. Yeah, them endings in thrillers will either sink it or raise the bar, raise it up. To me, anyway, that's how I always judge it. Just like wait till I get to end before I decide if I'm liking it or not. And Leanna read 30 pages, and Hannah says, I read 41 pages at 13%. And Tiffany, your cough sounds really rough. Hope it's not bronchitis.
Yeah, I think a lot of you know, but I have a lot of autoimmune issues. And so when I get sick, I always get like major. It's like always worse than it should be. So I called the doctor, and they're usually really on top of it. So
And Sophia says, I'm on 12%. And Sharon says, I'm reading A Cold Brew Killing. Love that series. Okay. And Nancy said, just started 9%, 3 chapters. And Snazzy says, I started listening to The Hot Zone by Richard Preston. It's about the start of Ebola. I'm 9% into it, and I'm absolutely horrified and disgusted and can't stop listening to it. I kind of like it when that happens sometimes. And James is continuing with 12 Slaves of Christmas. And JV said, read 3 chapters within these wicked walls and took a 15-minute power nap. Well, there you go. That is some kind of production right there. Sleeping. And that Melly Storm. Oh, I like that name. It says, holy smokes, Tiff, you sound horrible.
I know it's really in my chest really bad. I just always, it's probably start of bronchitis, but I'm hoping that I started medicine just this afternoon, so we'll see.
Yeah, it seems like it usually takes you a few days, and then you're kind of back into the swing of things.
It's just so easy for me to get anything.
Yeah, like whenever I noticed that you had the sniffles on Monday when we were on the live, I was like, uh-oh, somebody got some sniffles. Maybe I thought maybe because you were on vacation and since you were on the go and you were tired, that maybe your immune system.
That's usually it. Every time I go on vacation, I just do too much, and then I usually end up. Yeah, precisely.
So Mel said, I only read 12 pages. I was doing other things part of the time. And Karen says, I read only 10 pages. Only 10 pages. 10 pages is good.
Exactly.
Scorpio Queen said, I read 24%. Said they just got here. What are you reading? Let us know. And then Nancy said, we had burgers and ate fried zucchini fries for dinner. Really enjoyed. Sounds yummy. I made something quick. I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I read about 30 pages from Jess. And Amber said, I changed books and now reading I Shine, Murder in Stoker Hill, I Shine #1 by Cy West. I don't know that one. Getting started on March Mystery Madness. All right. Mr. Francie, sorry guys, had to go, but still here in the comments. Okay, that's fine. And Mel says, it's a soup I used to make for kids I babysat. I didn't know they still made it. Oh.
I'm like a small child, so it makes sense.
Yeah. Jay Robinson said, listening and reading along with Mother May I by Jackson. Okay. Nancy said, Tiffany, you sound really sick. Bed, maybe. Sorry, it's Nurse Nancy.
know.
JV
If I
said,
sleep now, I won't sleep. So
yeah. Hope you feel better, Tiffany. JV says, yeah, if you go to bed too early, then you'll wake up in the middle of the night. I know I'm like that. Oops. And Karen Bird said Redfern 1961. Okay. Feel better soon. And Bev got 3 chapters done. And Abrina Crystal, hi, says, hi, I'm going to first do a short Bible study and then reading Influence by Caldini. All right. And Anne says, Where the Red Fern Grows come out in 1961. Okay. And Snazzy says, I love the titles of cozies. They're always adorable. Yeah.
yeah, our scavenger hunt pick for next month is your favorite cozy pun title. So that's going to be really fun.
Yeah, and when do we have to have the cozy pun title done by?
It's sometime this month. I don't remember what date it is. This Saturday is
Is it the
scavenger hunt.
Saturday, right?
This Saturday is Skulls. And then I'm sorry, I don't know offhand.
Yeah, Skulls. And then I think we have a free week on the 12th.
And then the 19th is the series read along for Merch Mystery Madness, the Televita comeback.
So it must be on the 26th.
Saturday. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So punny titles on the 26th. Yeah, I'm in the middle of my skull one. It's Night Moves by Julie Mulhern.
Is that part of the country club?
Yeah. It's number 12. So, and it's made me chuckle quite a few times. Let's see.
Yeah, Jane.
And with Tiffany, I have arthritis, and when I get sick, I'm down for a good while. Yeah.
I feel for you because it's frustrating.
And Anne says, oh, what you reading? And you're reading Put Out for Pasture by Amanda Flower, right? Okay. Yeah. And I'm reading Bear Witness by Larko Jensen. I do believe that is a debut cozy mystery, I think. And it's an e-arc, so it doesn't come out till May. But it is an Alaskan mystery, and it's set on a tour, like one of the little tour boats or whatever it is. So I feel like it's almost
for cozy,
almost a close circle mystery, except for everybody gets off the boat, but something happened on the boat. And then, so you have all the people that were on the boat could be suspects or whatever, but then they get off the boat, like all the passengers, and then they can't find the one person. So
I love Alaska as a setting for a cozy.
Yeah. And it makes me feel cold reading it. And Sophia says, I hope you're staying home tomorrow, Tiffany. Wrap yourself up in a blanket with Kyra and a book. She is the only person I know that does not like to stay home. Because you said your boss sent you home and you were like, I don't want to go home.
I don't like to go home. I like...
Tiffany, it was my second day at my new library, and it felt like I've been introduced to everyone in the village. My face hurt from smiling so much.
Oh my God, I love that, Sophia.
And said, what does skulls mean? So, Scorpio, our Killing Time with Cozy's book club, we do like these scavenger hunt picks. We were doing like the first in series, but that got a little old. So we decided that we would do scavenger hunt picks so that we could read what we had on our own TBR. And so our pick was skull on the cover. So you had to look over your cozy mysteries or whatever and see if you could find one with a skull on the cover. And then you read that. And then this coming Saturday, we're going to talk about those. And pretty much you just give like a little, you know, this is what I read. I really enjoyed it or I really hated it. The star rating and things like that. So you don't spoil anything, but you can give us some, like, you know, maybe it sounds like something we might want to read. We can put it on our TBR. So. How'd I do? Yeah. And he says you have to find a skull on the cover. Yeah. And Mel says I know because I just looked up yesterday because I wanted to plan. There you go. And Hannah said I have plenty of time to pick my punny title, and I think my skull pick will be Fudge and Jury.
I saw you finish that today.
And Vanessa, hi there. She says trying to finish A Little Life. That one's a hard one from what I hear, anyway. And
Sorry, Scorpio.
Scorpio said, thank you, Hearts and Who Done It. I was so confused. Yeah, that happens. Okay, so we are at 15 after again. So I'm going to go ahead and do another read till the top of the hour, do 45 minutes. Is that good? Okay. Okay, so
Hannah's dad is right. Thank you, Hannah's dad. What he said.
what did he say? Tell you my dad would rather be at work instead of being sick. Yeah. Okay, everybody. Have fun and happy reading. So how did you do?
It was good. I listened to, I'm at 78% in Put Out to Pasture, and I started Cozy's blind date pick, Crafty Killing.
I can hear Cairo there snoring away. Okay, so I didn't get very far because I'm not really liking this one. I know it's a debut, so I'm trying to be like, The Bear Witness by Larko Jensen. It's a debut cozy, and I may be the person's like first book. I'm not sure. I think it is.
The teddy bear.
Bear Witness, yeah, like BEAR, like the actual bear.
So, but I mean, is it about a teddy bear?
No, it's the Alaskan tour, so it's like the actual bears,
Sorry, I forgot.
But like, there's a lot of sentences in there that it's like, don't tell me that I don't need to know that, or I feel like the main character doesn't do anything but wildlife. Like, I get that she likes wildlife. She's a tour guide for an Alaskan tour deal, but she goes home and turns on the TV and hoping she could find a television show with wildlife. And it's like, okay, I got it. She likes wildlife. I don't need to watch something different. Be something different. She goes into to pick up her like takeout, and she leaves her dog in the car, and she has to make sure she tells us that of course it's cool enough to leave your dog in the car. Well, I mean, I don't care if it's hot outside. If I'm just going to get takeout, I'm still going to leave my dog in the car. I mean, it's not like that big of a sin to leave your dog in the car if you're just going to run inside real quick and get your takeout. So it's like, I don't need that. So it's a little
Gotcha.
I think this is where I was. If I have time with one of the sprints, I'm going to read Spy Family. It's a manga. And then, Mr. Francie, what book would you recommend for a nonfiction or biography fan? Asking on behalf of my friend. Okay. And I have no clue, so hopefully somebody else does. And Hannah says, I'll tell you what I tell my dad, would be rather working instead of being sick. You can't be productive if you're sick. Yeah. Thanks for the explanation. Exactly. Okay. And Mel said, Tiffany, the fourth book in the Goddess of Green Street series has been gone but not forgotten. That's cute. Gone but not forgotten. Mr. Francie said, Vanessa, it's a tough one. Shoulder to lean on if you need it for a little life. And Hannah says, yeah, I think I'm going to have some audio cozies going on with my physical books. I flew through Fudge and Jury. Yeah. Yeah, especially if you can manage to listen to something on a higher speed, you can fly through them very quickly. I'm listening to Night Moves at 2.2 speed because I'm like so used to the narrator's voice that I can like listen to it a little bit faster and still understand it, because it's one of my favorites, Callie Bollier, and she's got just a certain type of voice, and so you can kind of speed her up a little bit. And Amber says, this next scavenger hunt pick for me is like, you want me to pick between my children? Yeah, what's your favorite punny title? Yeah. And Mel says, Hannah, I agree with your dad. I would rather be working and feeling good than home and feeling sick. Yeah. If I'm sick, I want to be at home. I can sleep and take meds to get better. Yeah. My dad was like one of those that you go to work whether you're sick or not. And I hated it, especially whenever I was younger and I worked with him at the same place, because he worked at a factory and I worked there with him. And he was one of those that had to get there an hour before work even started because he was like an assistant foreman. So he liked to get there early. And then if you were sick, you could tough it out. So I'm like, if I'm sick, I want to be at home. Oh yeah, you're excited to get to the next one. And then Karen says, Mr. Francie, your request for recommendation to a nonfiction or biography fan is a bit like asking Tiffany for cozy recommendations. Yeah. And then she's like, is your friend Australian? I just finished My Place by Sally Morgan. It is a really good autobiography. There we go. And then Nicole finished Cattleman's Bride to Be. So yay, got a book finished. And Sophia went to bed. And I liked this, that you were saying that about her new job and maybe get a cozy out of it. And then just for clarification, you didn't want it to be a scene of a crime, just inspiration. So I thought that was funny. And Tammy says, I read 2 chapters of It Takes 2 to Mango to my mom. We have read through chapter 6.
What are you thinking of that, Cornflower? Do you like that? I ended up DNFing it, so I'm just interested in seeing what you think.
Amber read 30 pages. Melmac read 34. Oh, hey, speaking of Melmac, I like seeing on something. I don't know if it was Peacock or if it was somewhere or if it was, I think it was on the news, that some like streaming service, they were bringing Alf back. And like they were going to have Alf on the streaming service. And then they said something about they could maybe even make new shows for it or something. So I was like, oh. And whenever I seen that, I automatically thought of everybody here and the whole Melmac thing. And Anita says, now I'm 54% in Death of a Nitwit. I don't know, but I think that should be your favorite punny title because I don't know. That makes me laugh every time. Oh, finished 12 Slays, 4 stars. Annie read 2 chapters and Cut, Crop, and Die by Joanna Campbell Slane. That one's almost a tongue twister.
Annie, I forgot to ask last time. Are you from Manatee County, Florida? I'm trying to figure out if you're the same Annie. Let me know if you're from Manatee. We talked about it last time, but I don't remember the person's last name.
And Sherry says, hello, everyone. Caught the last 20 minutes of the sprint. Hi, Sherry. What you reading? And Snazzy says, I'm now 11% in Hot Zone and talked to my mom for a while. I needed a break. That book is a lot. I bet. That's the one that's reading the Ebola one, I think. So JV said, read 21 pages of Within These Wicked Walls. That's good. And Hannah read 47 pages at 27%. She will be halfway there before we get done. Only 7 pages.
7 pages is great.
Yeah. I see. Jane said, started listening to The Secret Adversary by Agatha Christie. I got it as a bind up. And then there were none in audiobook. Okay. For a free trial on Audible. Okay. And Annie says on page 47 of Where the Red Fern Grows. And are you enjoying it like you did when you were a kid? Sometimes I wonder if you read something like that whenever you're older, is it, kind of cheesy or do you still like it? I read a Nora Roberts for my retro romance thing, and it was from 1997, and it was a little cheesy. It had like the whole Insta-love thing, and I was like, that maybe that's like from that time era or something, because it made me think of you and your Debbie Maycomb ones. You read. And Anita says, the reading, those are great classics, yes. Jesse, halfway through the book now, probably finished tonight in bed. All right. And Melinda said, wow, Tiffany, hope you feel better soon. And Karen says, bye, everyone. Thanks for the sprint. Bye, Karen. And then I can read the pro. KB. Hi, Stormy. Hi, Tiffany. Hi, everyone. How you doing?
What are you reading, KB?
Jessie said, finish this book and get to her second book. Hi, Cozy. Says, hi, guys. Having sinus and allergy issues, so not in the mood to read. Just wanted to say hi. I think Tiffany knows how you feel. She's having some problems, too. And Hannah says, oh, I'll have to let my sister know. She loves Alf. Yeah, I just can't remember where it said it was going to be. And Snazzy says, I was terrified of Alf as a kid. Yeah. And Cajun that didn't read much, had for the last half hour. Okay. Well, hi, Tammy. Well, it's definitely unusual. I haven't read enough cozies to be fairly compared to the others. Definitely a lot of room for character growth.
So much so that's why I DNF'd it. I saw people say, oh, well, she changed a little bit, but at some point I just didn't care. I was like, this lady's mean and terrible, and I don't want that in my cozy. I hope you can tell me at the end if you really feel like she grows.
If you feel like she grows enough that the next book she'll be better, maybe she'll skip that one and read second book. That way you don't have to worry about it. But the character in my book, she feels a little flat. Like she's not very interesting. She just likes her wildlife and being on her tour and her dog. That's about it. Oh, and she does like this police officer who is talking to them. And if I have to hear her say how good looking he is one more time, I'm going to scream. And it made me think of Ro when she brings that up about, do they all say that? Like, I don't think I ever noticed it so much as in this book. And Scorpio says, at the Reading Nook, how is The Secret Adversary? I'm thinking about incorporating Agatha Christie into my TBR. I am at 43%. I hope I will finish the book by the end of the sprint. Okay. And Susan says, at 55% of premeditated peppermint. Yay. And Sherry says, I'm reading Courting Can Be Killer. All right. Got a couple Amanda Flowers going on here. Well, actually 3 if you're reading one too. And Mel says, I was adding pics of 80s products to my nostalgia board on Pinterest the other day, and Alf plush doll came up. I think I had one of those. And Tammy says, how many sprints have y'all done? We've done 2 so far. And if you're feeling well enough, we can do one more and then wrap up. I don't know how you're feeling. So are you okay? And then, no, Tammy. And Jessie says, hoping you feel better soon. And Annie's probably more so than when I was a kid. It's based in the state of Oklahoma, where I'm from. Feel better, Tiffany, and hope you feel better. And yes, I am in Bradenton, so I'm homebound. I don't get out much.
Yes, I should have said this last time, Annie. I don't know what I was thinking. I would be happy to drop off some books to you if you need me to, from the library or from a bookstore. Obviously, when I'm feeling better. But I should have said that when you said that last time. Shame on me. But if you would like me to, I'd be more than happy to do it. You just have to message me on like Discord or here or something. But I'm sorry I didn't say that last time.
And Jane says at Scorpio Queen, I just started it and I like Hugh Fraser as a narrator, so I think I will like the book. And I think my brother just got here, so if you hear a bunch of dogs barking all of a sudden, that might be why. Because I heard somebody pulling up. And so Cajun says, oh, sorry, I had a phone call. Okay. Jesse, I hope you're feeling better. And thank you for responding, Reading Nook. I like Hugh Fraser as well. All right. And it says, I've really been enjoying the Tango book. Many thanks to Tammy for reading to me. My eyes are finally improving, so I will be able to read them on my own. That's good. I'm glad to hear that your eyes are getting better. And Cozy says, LOL, yep, he probably has a chiseled jaw. Yeah. All she keeps saying is how, like, I can't believe I'm thinking about how good looking he is, or something like that. It hasn't said the chiseled jaw that I remember, but yeah. And Tammy says, reading The Darkest Mind, then I'm going to read Murder at Blackburn Hall. And Cajun says, that's great, man. Smiley. And Hannah says, just wait until next month. There'll probably be more Amanda Flower books being read. Yeah, I'm sure there will be. Lots of Amanda Flower ones being read, probably. Okay, so, I missed it by 1 minute, but I was going to say it was 15 after, and then it changed to 16 on me.
I think if you're okay, I'll probably just do a half an hour this time because I think I'm going to go to bed after that.
Okay, so we'll just read till 45 then.
Is that good for you? You can
Yeah,
always
that's fine.
stay. Just
I knew you would probably like whistling out, so that's why I was wondering. Okay, so happy reading, everyone. So, how did everybody do?
I got a little further in both.
I changed to night moves on here. It's my skull one, and I'm 73% into that one. So definitely liking that one a lot more than the other one. So, and Jane wants to know, do you like ginger? When I'm sick, I drink ginger tea. We make it on the stove.
I didn't make it, but my tea bags are lemon ginger.
And JV said, read 21 pages in within these wicked walls. And Cajun says, I'm trying to not read any of the Amish candy shop or matchmaker books this month. Is it really hard? Because, you know, it would be hard for me if I wasn't already caught up. So, and Jay Robinson said, JV fantasy for all ages, my favorite YA of 2021. So I'm glad you like that. I was just asking her what she thought of it because it was a Jane Eyre retelling, sort of, and so I was a little leery of reading it. And then she said that was really thoughtful and sweet of you, but her husband picks them up for her.
Awesome. Just wanted to make sure.
And Mel said, yep, I'll be reading 3 Amanda Flower books next month. I've got the latest from the Candy Shop, Matchmaker, and book 2 of the Quilt Shop, written by Isabel Ad. That's one that I need to try. I haven't tried that one.
It's good.
I have the books in Laura Bradford's Amish Mysteries, but I don't think I'll get to them this year, so I'll save them for next year. That's good. That's the one that I'm going to be doing. While everybody else is reading Amanda Flower, I'm going to be reading Laura Bradford.
They're both really good.
Yeah. And Hannah says, I'm switching to audio, but I read 13 pages, made it to 110, but currently at 31%. But she wanted to start on Pint of No Return because she only had 2 hours left. And then Scorpio left, and I said bye. And Anita said, I made it to 60%. I will say goodnight, Tiff. I hope you get some rest and feel better. Stay safe, everyone. And Anne said, page 62. That's good. And Amber got another 30 pages done. Tiffany, get some rest and thank you for the sprints. And Linda got 19 pages. And Mel, I only read 10 pages. I'm pretty sleepy. I think we all can kind of get on board with the sleepy. Hannah says, I have an hour and 54 minutes left. A Pint of No Return. And Snazzy is 17% in the hot zone. Slightly less horrifying, that section. That's good. And Cajun said, read 10%, and I feel like I'm going to sneeze. It's like, hold it in. Okay. And Jane said, partway through chapter 4 of The Secret Adversary. And Sherry, 43% of Starfish, a metal gray. And Susan says, I'm taking off. Hope to see you all Friday. Feel better soon, Tiffany. And Sherry says, I will be doing Laura and Amanda for Amish in April. All right. And Paul Reed says, hi, Storm and panel. Hello, Paul. And so since we have gotten to the end, I think we can just go ahead and call it a night since Tiffany needs some sleep, I think. So thanks, everybody, for stopping by and sprinting with us. And hope you get better, Tiffany. And we'll see you on Friday, sprints at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Yes. Thanks, Storm, for taking over. I appreciate it.
No problem. Bye.